AIMCo bought 1.38 million MicroStrategy shares, creating a $219 million position tied to indirect Bitcoin exposure. For Canada billion-owned, the live tension is this. The move matters because a public fund manager is using a listed Bitcoin treasury company instead of holding BTC directly. The confirmed detail is that AIMCo bought 1.38 M MSTR shares. The reason to care is that the position was valued at 219 M. The useful part is not a broad market mood call. It is the specific pressure point in the evidence, the actors involved, and the confirmation signal that would move the story from possible risk to clearer market consequence. That keeps the first read focused on what changed and why viewers should care before any speculation takes over. AIMCo manages about $195 billion for Alberta public funds and pensions, including the province's Heritage Savings Trust Fund. The baseline detail is that AIMCo manages about $195 billion. The surrounding context is that the fund invests Alberta public assets. The baseline matters because it tells viewers what is already established before the market starts guessing. The strongest confirmed details are the timing, figures, product status, or access change tied to this story. Everything outside that baseline has to stay separate, especially where a launch, sale, approval, upgrade, or market reaction still depends on later confirmation. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. For Canada billion-owned, the mechanism is the part that turns a headline into a real market or user issue. MSTR gives institutions equity exposure to a large Bitcoin treasury without handling wallets, custody operations, or direct token security. Here, the working process is that MSTR acts as listed Bitcoin exposure. The effect is that institutions avoid direct wallet custody. In plain English, this is where the story moves from the thing that happened to the process that can change liquidity, access, trust, regulatory status, or user behavior. That process is the reason the next signal matters. The position adds to a wider Canadian pattern that includes major banks and pension-linked investors holding MicroStrategy stock. The primary effect is that Canadian MSTR ownership is widening. The secondary implication is that public funds carry treasury company risk. The affected side is not everyone in crypto equally. It is the specific group exposed by the facts. Traders, users, issuers, exchanges, developers, borrowers, validators, asset managers, or institutions connected to this event. That narrower focus keeps the consequence practical instead of turning the story into vague market commentary. The unresolved issue is whether MSTR's Bitcoin leverage remains attractive if BTC falls or if the equity trades below its treasury narrative. The limit is that BTC downside would test the thesis. The clarifying evidence would be that equity value can diverge from coin value. That distinction prevents the story from treating a possible outcome as a confirmed result. The confirmed side is the event, metric, filing, product step, legal action, technical milestone, or market level already identified. The unresolved side is the next piece of evidence needed before confidence improves. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. For Canada billion-owned, the next signal is concrete rather than emotional. The next signal is MicroStrategy's Bitcoin purchases, average cost, and whether institutions keep increasing MSTR exposure after past crypto fund losses. The trigger to follow is to track BTC buys and institutional filings. The practical readout is that MSTR remains a proxy with leverage risk. If that signal appears, the story moves into a clearer phase. If it does not appear, the safer read is that the headline remains incomplete. That is the practical endpoint. Track the specific trigger, then judge the reaction through confirmed data.